God is doing this. Now, let's go a little further here. Let's look at 1 Kings. Let's go to 1 Kings. 1 Kings, 1 Kings 22. 1 Kings chapter 22. Let's look at that. 1 Kings 22. Okay. Let's look at this right here. 1 Kings 22. God has many spirits. Now, let's look at this. Let's look at 1 Kings 22:21. Look what it says. And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord. See that? But check out what kind of spirit it is. And said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, who? The spirit? He says, wherewith? How are you going to persuade him? And he said, who? The spirit? I will go forth and I will be a lying spirit. In the mouth of all his prophets. And he shall say, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so. God has told this evil spirit, this lying spirit, go ahead and be a lying spirit in his mouth. Do y'all see here that the Most High says, I ruleth in the kingdom of man. Ain't nobody running the show but me. Ain't no devil running nothing. Ain't no Satan running nothing. And Lucifer damn sure ain't running nothing. Now, let's go a little further. I know my critic out there going to try to come against it, but my sister and brother, you guys know what you're reading. You know that that what I'm showing you is facts. This is not a suggestion. This is not what I think. The Lord's name is here. I mean, this is undeniable. Now, look what he says here also. Now, therefore, behold, the Lord has put a lying spirit. Now, this is 23. A lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets. And the Lord has spoken evil concerning thee. But you give a New Testament over him with this bullshit about Jesus. And Jesus, in other words, now you know who's doing all this. You look at this bullshit in the New Testament. Now you see that there's a so-called tug of war between God and Jesus, because everything that God puts on a person, Jesus turn around and take it off. But my sisters and brothers, that couldn't be further from the truth. He ain't taking the damn thing off. Like I say, that over there, that New Testament is nothing but bullshit. Can't nobody take nothing off of you but the Most High. Nobody else. Now, let's go a little further. Let's go to 2 Chronicles. The 2 Chronicles. Let's go there. See, because my sisters and brothers, you need to see this with your own eyes. 2 Chronicles, chapter 18. Let's look at that. We're going to read verse 20 down to 22. 2 Chronicles 18, verses 20 down to 22, okay? Now look what it says here. Then there came out a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will entice him. See that? Now this is a spirit standing before God saying that I'm going to go out here and I'm going to trick this son of a bitch. I'm going to entice him. I'm going to set him up. That's what he's saying. And God agrees with it. Now look what it says, my sister and brother. I will entice him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? He said, I will go out and be a lying spirit in his mouth of all his prophets. And the Lord said, thou shalt entice him, and thou shalt also prevail. Go out and do even so. God saying this. Now where's all these fucking devils that Jesus talks about? Where's all these devils at? I mean, my sisters and brothers, I know you getting this, but I want these Christians to get this, where they can get the hell from around us. Because we are separated people. We are different. We are nothing like the rest of them. You Christians, get the fuck from around God's people. Get away from us, because we are not like y'all. Now look what it says in 22. He said, now therefore, behold, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouth of these thy prophets, and the Lord has spoken evil against thee. Right in the pages. I'm not changing anything. I'm not twisting no words. I'm telling you exactly the raw word of the Most High. I'm not being kind. I'm not being nice. I'm not being any of that bullshit. I'm being direct. I'm being straightforward. Because that's the way he want it. He don't want you to cut no corners. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't do none of that bullshit. Bring it to him just like I give to you. And that's me. A lot of MeNoMo.org is not going to cut no corners and bake no damn pies for nobody. We're going to put it out there on the table raw. If you don't want it, walk away from it. But it's out there. Now let's go. Let's go a little further here. Let's go to Exodus, the 15th chapter. Let's go to Exodus, the 15th chapter. See, because the Most High is the one that ruleth. I don't care what nobody says. Here a lot of MeNoMo.org, we're going to tell you everything the Most High says. All that bullshit, I ain't got time for it. And please, y'all Christians, y'all keep your dumbass comments. If you're not going to come with some substance, keep it to yourself. Go ahead on. We don't want you around here. I'm telling you to leave. Please. Now, Exodus 15, let's look at verse 20 through 24. Look what it says. In Marion, that's the one I wanted. Exodus 15, 24 to 26. Let's look at that. And the people murmured against Moses, saying, what shall we drink? And he cried unto the Lord, and the Lord shewed him a tree, which when he had cast into the waters, and the water was made sweet. And there he made for them a statute and an ordinance, and there he prevailed, he proved them. And he said, if thou wilt diligently hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, and will do that which is right in his sight, and will give ear to his commandments, and keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians. For I am the Lord thy God that healeth thee. See that? Healing comes from the Most High. You Christians can't heal nobody. Y'all can't. Jesus can't either. Jesus can't heal nobody. Only the Most High can do healing. That's it. Nobody else. Now, let's go a little further. Let's go to Exodus 23. Exodus 23. Let's go there. Exodus 23. All right. Let's look at Exodus 23, verse 24 and 25. It said, thou shalt not bow down to their gods, nor serve them, nor do after their works. But thou shalt utterly overthrow them, and quite break down their images. And ye shall serve the Lord your God, and he shall bless thy bread and thy water, and will take sickness away from the midst of thee. See that? Only the Most High can take sickness away from you. Not Jesus. Not no apostles. Not no disciples. All that bullshit about he gave 70 disciples to go out and cast out. All that bullshit. Nuh-uh. Only God can do that. Only the Most High. The mighty one of Jacob. Only he, by himself, can heal. Nobody else. And any of the prophets that he used in the old days, he, the Most High, gave them authority. And through them, the individual was healed, either brought back to life. Not by no apostles of Jesus. Now, let's go a little further. Let's go to Psalms 103. Now, watch this, my sister and brother. Psalms 103. Very good one. This is a good one. Psalms 103. Now, look at it right here. See, that's why I always stress. Israel knew where their help came from. Now, all this bullshit about Jesus coming in the New Testament, doing all of it, Israel, they knew God. They saw him with their own eyes. They heard his voice. I mean, they knew who their God was. There was no mistake about, well, somebody else. No, they ventured off and started messing around with other gods, but when God punished that, they came back. It's like a fool walks off from home and then find out that the grass is not greener on the other side as they perceive. Shit, I'm going back home. And that's Israel. They know where their help came from. It came from the Most High. Now let's look at Psalm 103 here. And look what David said here. One of his psalms. It says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all of his benefits." Boy, I tell you, he's loaded. He is loaded. And then look what it says, "Who forgive all of our what? Iniquity, who healeth all that disease." Why he didn't say Jesus? Since Jesus claimed that he was there in the beginning, but tonight I'm gonna prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that Jesus was nowhere. And I mean nowhere when God made creation. And I mean that. Now, let's go a little further here. Let's look at Psalms, let's go to Deuteronomy 7. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 7. Let's see what it says there. Deuteronomy chapter 7. Look what it says. 7 and let's look at 15. 14 and 15. Look, say 14 says, "Thou shalt be blessed above all people. There shall not be a male or female barren among you or among your cattle. And the Lord will take away from thee all sickness, and will put none of the evil diseases." Did y'all hear what I said? Evil diseases. Huh? Of Egypt, which thou knewest upon thee, but will lay them upon all them that hate thee. See that? God is the one. Not no devil. Not no Lucifer. Not Satan. But it is the Most High. Now, let's move a little further. Let's go down here to... let's look at Matthew 12. Let's go there. Matthew 12. Watch it right now, my brothers and sisters. Matthew 12th chapter. Watch this, my brothers and sisters. Matthew 12. Let's look at verse 44. 44 and 45. I believe that's what I want. Yeah, 44 and 45. Look what it says. And then he said, "I will return." But let's go up a little further. 43. "When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he said, I will return into the house from whence I came out of. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter into and dwell there, and the last state of the man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation." Now you heard what he said, right? Huh? Well, if that being the case, then look what it says. Now think about it. And that means that Jesus did a halfway-ass job. Am I right or wrong? Because they had to cast him out the first time. Now he comes back and brings 7 more with him. Now, does that make any sense to you?